Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs. And today we are going to finish up our table mat with the butterflies and the morning glories on it. So we're going to do from 31 to 44. So we're going to finish this up. Alright, so we're on 31. I chain one and turn. And we need two. We're going to start out with 2 single crochets with this pale yellow, or a background color. And then we need to switch over to our pink, which is already on here. This is the dark pink we need. So I'm going to bring that over. Hang on a second. This needs to go back there first before there we go. Alright, so then I need 3 of these dark pinks next. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we need that light yellow again, this pale yellow. And we need one pale yellow here. And then we need to bring our black back in. So yeah, we cut that off a while back. Alright, so let's bring this black back in. And we need 1 black right here. Alright, and then the pale yellow again. We need 3 pale yellows. Alright, and then we need our dark pink again. Not that one. Right here you are. So we just need 1 dark pink, and then we need a regular pink now, which is this color. And I really need to bring that in there. So I need 3 of these regular pinks. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then I need the dark pink again. And then we need our pale yellow. Bring it back over here. And we need 4 of those. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we need green. And we need 3 green. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we need our light blue, which is already on here. And we need 4 of those. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Switching over to our regular blue. And we need 5 regular blues. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to go back to the green. So we have to bring this green over here as soon as I find it. There it is. And we need 2 green. And then the pale yellow needs to come over here, and we're going to finish this row off with 3 of these pale yellows. So there's that. There's 1, 2, and 3. And there's row 31 finished. So we're starting the butterfly, and we've got the other morning glory coming out of there. Alright, let's mark off 31. And 32 is now up. We're going to chain 1 and turn. And we're going to start out with 4 light yellow. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, and we are needing 2 blue, our regular blue. So there's 1 and 2. And then we need 7 dark blue. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we need our 1 light blue. So bring that up. And then we need to bring this green over here. Across. We need 3 green. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to get the pale yellow. And we need 3 of those. So there's 1, 2, and 3. We need the dark pink. So we have 1 dark pink and 1 light pink. We need to bring in our red. In a second, we need to bring that pink forward first. And we need 3 red. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then a light pink. And a dark pink. And then we need the pale yellow. So you need 1 of those. And then we're going to bring in the black. We're going to need 2 black. So there's 1, and 2. And then we need the dark pink. So it's 1 dark pink, and then back to the light pink again. And we need 3 of those. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And this stitch is small. Get in there. There we go. And then we need a dark pink and the light yellow, and that'll finish up this row. Alright, chain one and turn. And there's row 32. Alright, onward to 33. Alright, so row 33, we're going to single crochet in the first one with the light yellow, and then we're going to switch over to dark pink, so we need one dark pink and one light pink, and then we need this red to come across here. And we are going to need 3 of those. No, 2 of them. So there's 1 and 2. And then we need 2 light pink. One and 2. And then we pull up our black. And we need 2 black. If I can get in there, there we go. And then the light pink again. We need 3 light pink. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then 2 red. So 1 and 2. And then a light pink. 1 light pink and 1 dark pink. So we'll find it. It's in here somewhere. Where'd that go? Oh, it's over here. Alright. Alright, we need, that is too loose. I need to fix that. There we go. Alright. Nope. See what happens? We need to make sure that that's not pulling together. We'll bend our fabric and we don't need that. Alright. So now we need the pale yellow again. So that's as clear over here too. So we have to be careful with that. Make sure we pull that so that doesn't pull that over. We need 3 of these pale yellows. And then we need our green. So we need 2 green. And we need a regular blue. And we need 2 of them. So there's 1 and 2. And then we need the dark blue. And we need 2 of them. 1 and 2. So we need a regular yellow for the middle of the flower. And we need 2. So there's 1 and 2. And then we need our lavender. And we need 1 lavender. Then we need our dark blue. So 1 dark blue, and then we need the regular blue. Let's put it here. And we need 4 regular blue. So there's 1, 2, so 4 regular blue, and then you should have 3 pale yellow at the end. So alright, I'm not coming up with that because I must have skipped a stitch somewhere. So I'm going to fix my row, but at least you know the color pattern in this row. So I will see you for row 34. Okay, so we are done with this light blue in that last row, and we are going to go ahead and cut that off. We're not going to need that anymore. All right, so 34. Chain 1 and turn. We're going to start out with 3 light yellows. And then we need blue. And we need 5 of them. 5 blue. So there's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we need 2 lavenders. Come on. All right. So there's 1 and 2. And then 1 yellow. And 1 lavender. And that ends the blue, the yellows and the lavenders. All right, so now we need the blue over here. And we need 4 blue. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're needing our light yellow, which is right here. What did I do there? Darn it. I didn't bring that back. All right, I'm going to have to back up. Oh, goodness. Two, 3, 4, and 5. And then we need a lavender. And we needed 2 lavenders and a yellow. and then 1 lavender. And then we need our blue back. And that is 4 blue, and while I'm doing this right here, we are going to go ahead and cut off these, the lavender and the yellow, because we're not going to need them anymore. Get those colors out of there. Alright, so now we need this pale yellow over here now. So there's 1, 2. We need 4 of these, 3 and 4. And now we need the dark pink. So 1 dark pink, and then 3 light pinks, or regular pink. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then a dark pink. And then 2 light pinks. So 1 and 2. And then we need a black. Yes, 1 black. Switching back over to the light pink. We need 2 light pinks. So there's 1 and 2. And then we need the red. And that's 3 red. 1, 2, and 3. Then we need 1 pink, 1 dark pink, and 1 pale yellow. And that will finish up this row. Alright, let's chain 1 and turn And look at this row. All right, so we will be back for row 35. Okay, so 35. We're going to chain 1 and turn. There's what 34 looks like. All right, so we are going to start with two stitches of the pale yellow. All right, and then we need a dark pink. Three pink. So 1, 2, and 3. And then the dark pink again. And then a light pink. Is that right? Because that shouldn't be there. Hang on a minute. We'll put that there. So it's 1 dark pink, 3 light pink, and a dark. And then another light. 1 dark. 3 light. 1, 2, 3. All right, now this makes sense. Then we need a dark and another light. Yes. 1 dark and 1 light goes here. And then we need 2 black. So there's 1 and 2. 2 pink. 1 and 2. And 3 dark pink. One, 2, and 3. And then we need to bring over this light yellow. And we need 4 light yellow. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, and now we need our blue. Our regular blue. And we need four blue. One, 2, 3, and 4. Let's hope. Yeah, I cut up. We're going to bring this lavender up again. I know I cut it off, but there might be enough. I need 4 though. I think that'll be enough. Alright. And I thought I was done with that lavender. We'll just tie them off in the back. I need 4 lavender next. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now I need 3 dark blue. So there's 1, 2, and 3, and 3 regular blue. One, 2, and 3. And then we need our pale yellow over here. Finish it off with the 3 pale yellow at the end, and 35 will be done. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Yep. Alright, so there's that. 35 is done. Alright. Alright, chain 1 and turn. We're on 36. We're going to start out with 3 pale yellows again. Then we need our blue. And so there's one blue, and now we need our dark blue. And there's 1, 2, and 3. Go back to our blue. And now we're doing 10 blue across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Our pale yellow comes back over here. After I bring that blue over here. There we go. And we're needing 3 pale yellow now. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And now we need a dark pink. And 1 dark pink, and then 5 pink. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 1 black, and then 3 pink, so 1, 2, and 3. And then I need 3 dark pink and 3 pale yellow, and that'll finish off this row. Yep. So there's 1, 2, 3, bringing the pale yellow over, and there's 1, 2, and 3. Switching over, there is row 35 completely done. Now I can cut off that lavender again. As soon as I find it. Alright, so 36 is done. And we're going to 37. This way, yes. Alright. So the first two is pale yellow. And then we need a dark pink. And we need two pink, dark pink. Two light pink. And two red. Move it up. And then two pink. Oh no, one pink. I was gonna say that don't make sense. Alright, only one pink, not two. So two dark pink, two pink, and two red. And then one pink. And then we need the finer black and bring it up. And then we need two black. So there's one and two. And then we need a regular pink. And just one, two red, one, two, two regular pink. I picked up both of those. I only need the one. Leave that black there. Yeah, two pink here. And one dark pink, which is clear over here. And then we need our pale yellow. And we need two of those right here. All right, everything stays over there. And now we are needing blues. So I need a regular blue. So we need 3 regular blue. So there's 1, 2, 3. 1 dark blue. Back to our regular blue. 1 regular blue. And now we need 2 dark blue. So there's 1 and 2. And then go back to our blue. And we need 7 blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we need our pale yellow from right here. Pull it over, and the last 3 stitches are pale yellow. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so there's 37 finished. $38 is next. Alright, chain 1 and turn. I'm going to start out with the 3 pale yellows. And then we need to switch over to our blue, our regular blue. And we need 7 of those. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we need a dark blue. And it's just 1 dark blue. And then back to our regular blue. And we need 2 regular blue. Go back to our dark blue. And we need 2 dark blue. And then back to our regular blue. And we need 2 regular blue. So there's 1 and 2. Now we need to bring over our pale yellow here. And we just need 1 pale yellow. And then we need to go to our dark pink. Dark pink. And we need one dark pink. And two light pink. And then two red. So let's find our red. So there's one and two. And then one light pink. And then we need our black. And we need two black. So there's one and two. And then we need this pale yellow again. And we need one pale yellow here. And then a dark pink. And a light pink. Two red. So one and two. And then back to the light pink again. And we need three light pink. So there's one, two, and three. And then one dark pink and one pale yellow. And that'll finish off this row. There it is. Alright, so we're at chain one. Then let's turn to look at it. Alright, cool. So we're going to mark off 35, or 8, 38. We're on 39. Getting close to finishing this. Alright, so 39. We start out with one pale yellow. And then we need a dark pink first, which is right here. One dark pink. And two light pink. So 1 and 2 and 2 red. Come on. 1 and 2. And then we need the light pink again. So a light pink, one, two, two. A light pink and a dark pink. And then we need a dark pink there. No. What did I do? Oh. We need this pale yellow. Goodness. So the pale yellow is here. And then we need our black. So now we need a black and a pale yellow. And a black. And then we need a dark pink after that. And the light pink. And then we need red. So it looks like we need 2 red, 1 light pink, and 1 dark pink. So there's 1 and 2. One light pink and 1 dark pink. And then we need the pale yellow again. And we only need 1 pale yellow before we start the flower. And then we need blue. And no, it's a dark blue actually. We need dark blue, not regular blue. Alright. So we need 3 dark blue. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then now we need a regular blue. Where did that go? Right here. And we need 3 regular blue. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Back to the dark blue. We need 2 dark blue, 1 and 2, and back to the light blue. We need 5 light blue. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we need 1 green. We haven't used this green in a long time. And I'm just going to pull it up from there. And 1 green here. Then we need this pale yellow again. And I think it was over here in the middle somewhere. Where is it? Right there. All right. We need 3 pale yellow to finish off this row. All right. All right, so that's 39. We're going to chain 1 and turn. And we're going to start out with, this is 40, row 40. We're going to start out with 2 pale yellow. And then we need a green. And we need 1 green. Which is right there. And we're going to go back to the pale yellow. And we need 2 pale yellow. So there's 1 and 2. And now we're going to go to our blue. And we need 4 blue. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 dark blue. And then back to our blue. And now we just need 7 blue. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 7. Bring over this pale yellow and switch off to that. We just need one pale yellow there. And now we need our pinks. So we need a dark pink. We need a switch off to regular pink. Then we need 3 regular pink. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Then we need a dark pink again. And then we need a pale yellow. Alright, so now we need black, 1 black, 2 pale yellow, 1 black. So here's the black. So there's 1 and 2 pale yellow. Then go back to the black. And then a pale yellow after that other black one. There's the pale yellow. And now we need the dark pink again. This butterfly is just about done. So we've got a dark pink next, 1 light pink, and then we need 2 red, and then a light pink, a dark pink, and a pale yellow in the last 3. And there we have it. Alright, so now the red is completely finished, and we can cut it out. Pull it out of there. Alright. And that was, let me see. Let's chain 1 and turn. That's row 40. that's what row 40 looks like. Let's mark it off. All right, so 41. We need one yellow, pale yellow here, and then we need the dark pink. Let's switch over to the dark pink, and we need one of them, and then we need to switch over to the light pink, and we need 3 light pink, so there's 1, 2, and 3, and now we need a dark pink again. And then we need the pale yellow, because we need 2 of those. So 2 pale yellow here. And then we need to bring up our black. So in the next 4 stitches is 1 black, 2 pale yellow, and a black. And then after that, you're going to need 2 pale yellow, so 1 and 2. And then we need our dark pink again. So we're going to carry this over. How did that get in there? All right. Okay, so now we need 3 dark pink here. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we need to switch over to our pale yellow. And we need 4 of those. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're where our blue is, and we need 5 blue next. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we need a dark blue. Bring the dark blue up. We need 2 2 dark blue. So there's 1 and 2. Go back to our regular blue, and we need 2 regular blue. 1 and 2. And then we need the pale yellow again. So we need 1 pale yellow, 1 green, and then a pale yellow, and a green, and then we're going to finish this off with 2 pale yellow at the end. And there is row 41. And you see things coming together now. Alright, we're going to be finishing off this butterfly in this next row. Alright, so we only have 3 more rows left. So it's only going to get easier from here on out. So we're going to chain 1 and turn. And we're going to start with our 2 pale yellows. And then we need to bring up the green. And we need 1 green. And 2 pale yellow. And then another green. And then a pale yellow again. 1 more pale yellow. And we're going to switch over to our blue. Yeah. So now we need 7 blue. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then now we need 9 pale yellows. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now we need a black. So 1 black here and then go back to our pale yellow, and we need 4 pale yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, back to the black, and then back to the pale yellow. So 1 black, and now we need 2 pale yellow. So there's 1 and 2, and now we need our dark pink, and we need 3 of those. And then 2 pale yellow at the end, and we are done with this row. Alright, so just a couple of things here. We have finished up the blues. We can cut those off. Those are not in the next row at all. So we can cut off the blues. And we can cut off the pinks too, as we finish that butterfly, except for 1 more black one we need. So we are down to 3 colors. So we have our pale yellow, our green, and our black, and that is all we need right now. Alright. Yay, we're almost finished with this. Alright, so chain 1 and turn. We're going to start out with 12 pale yellows. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's bring our black up for the last time. And we're just putting that one right here. Oh, and then we're going to go back to the pale yellow. And now we need 18 pale yellows. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and here's 18. Now we need this green again, and we need 2 green. So there's 1 and 2, and then we need 3 pale yellows to finish it off. Now we can cut off the black and the green. There. Alright, so now we're gonna, for 44, the last row and one of our easiest rows, we are just going to put 36 pale yellow all the way across. There we have it. Alright, so that finishes off this. That's 44 rows. Alright, and I'm going to leave this, connected on here because I am going to start out the border with this pale yellow. So we will be back for the border next, but that looks awesome. That's pretty cool. Alright, so we'll see you for the border then. Okay, so we're back to do the border on our table mat. So we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn, and this way the front of this thing is going to be facing you. In this first stitch here, we're going to put 3 single crochets in there, and then we're going to single crochet in every stitch across. All right, until we get to the other end here, and we're going to put 3 single crochets in this last one. So that's what we're going to be doing for all the corners, is putting 3 single crochets. And then all you're going to do, going down the side here, is you're just going to put 1 single crochet at the end of each row, all the way down. And then make sure when you get to your corner that you're putting 3 single crochets in the corner. Now you're going to do this for this row and the next. So we're doing 2 rows of this before we go any further. I'm going to finish mine off camera, and I will show. I will be back for row 3 of this border. Okay, so I've got 2 rows of our single crochets around there, and now we're going to chain 1 here, and then we're going to put half double crochet. Oh, wait a minute. First of all, we're going to turn this thing around so that the whole thing is facing us. The back is facing us. Sorry. So I'm going to put a half double crochet. I'm trying to make sure that that knot gets on the back side, that I tied those together. All right, and all right. So we're just going to half double crochet all the way down this side here, and then you're going to put 3 half double crochets in the corners. So, and just go all the way around it with a half double crochet in every stitch except for 3 half double crochets in the corners. And then we'll be back for row 4. Okay, so we are on row 4. I went back to my pale yellow, and we're going to turn the whole thing so that the front is facing you now. And in the back loop only, we're just going to single crochet in the back loop only. So and then when we get to the corners, you're going to use the back loop to put 3 single crochets in the corners. So this is what we're going to do all the way around, putting 3 single crochets in the corners, and then in the back loop only, just single crocheting around. And then we'll be back for the next row. Okay, so last row. What we're going to do then is we're going to just single crochet using both loops, and we're still on the same side. Just do 1 more row of single crochets around. Now we are not going to need to put 3 single crochets in that corner. I think that it'll just go around. I think you'll be okay. Let's see what it does. Yeah, it pretty much just rounds it out. So I don't think we need to put that corner, because I think I'd like that rounded out a little bit better then. So, but if you want to put a corner in there, you can, which would be 3 single crochets in the corner. So anyway, we're just going to go all the way around it 1 more time, and then, you know, it'll be like this size. This is a nice size. And because we have this mess on the back, it's so much easier to have this mess than to carry things through, and then you can see other colors when you carry things through. But there is a good I don't know if you remember how we did those hot pads. And I think it was 36. So we're going to do a back side. I'm going to put a back side on this. And so we're going to make another one. You can make another one of these if you want and have pictures on both sides. You could do that. But I'm just going to use this yarn here, this variegated yarn. There's two. We need 38. No, we need 37, right? Yeah, we need to chain 37. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Well, that's 27. We need 10 more. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you should have 37 chains. So what we're going to do, starting in the second chain from the hook, is we're going to put a single crochet. And so you're just going to single crochet in every chain across. All right. Alright, so we're just going to go across all the way across here. And by the time that you're done with this chain, you should have 36 single crochets. And we're going to do a special stitch in the next row. Alright, so now we're going to chain one and turn. Alright, there's the first row. So in the first stitch, you'll go through both loops, okay? And in the first stitch, you're going to go through front loop. And the next stitch, you're going to go through back loop. And then you're just going to go through front loop, back loop. We're single crocheting in these, by the way. And then front loop and back loop. So you do that all the way across. And when you get to the last one, remember that the first and last stitch, you will go through both loops on the first and last stitch. It's just these stitches in between that we're doing front, back, front, back. in between. I love the way that this pattern comes out. It's so neat the way it makes it look. So there you go. Anyway, so you're going to do that. We're going to repeat that row for 44 rows. Okay, so we're just going to repeat row 2 until we get to 44 rows. So it'll be, and then when you're done with that, once we got the 44 rows, you're going to put that exact same border on that we put on this, the exact same border, which I'm going to use my yellow to do that, my yellows to do that with the 2 rows of singles, and then my half doubles, and then my 2 rows of singles after that. So just like we did this border, same thing. And then we will be back to show you how to crochet them together. So anyway, I will see you then.
She briefly wondered why the hell she was bothering with doing this job.
Okay, so we are going to sew these together. I've got this part here and this part. And that turned out pretty. All right. So I've connected these both together on the same stitch on both one. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through both loops of the front side and go through both loops of the back side, and then bring the yarn through and go through 2. So we're single crocheting these together, going through both loops. And then we're just going around the corners. We're not adding any extra. We're just single crocheting these 2 stitches together, going around the corners. So we're going to do that all the way around. We're just single crocheting these 2 together. Okay, so I'm going to do the rest of mine off camera, and I will be back to show you the last row of putting these together. Okay, so I've got this whole thing sewed together. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to turn the whole thing so that the front is facing me now. So you've got those pictures right facing you. All right, so in this first stitch, we're going to put a single crochet and 2 doubles. That is a falling leaf stitch. And then we're going to skip 2 stitches, and in the third stitch, we're going to do the same thing, a single crochet and 2 doubles. And you're going to do that all the way down the side here until we get to the corner. Now we're getting close to this corner, as you can see this corner right here. We're going to skip these 2 stitches, and as soon as you do, you're going to see 3 stitches in the corner. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go in the first one, and you're going to put that falling leaf stitch in the first one. And the second one. We're not skipping between the corners, in the corner. And the third one. So there's no skipping stitches when we do the corners. You're going to put 3 in a row to turn the corner, and it also makes it look pretty good too, as you can see. Okay, and then right after the corner, you skip 2 and you continue down the side. I'm so excited about this and having these on my table. So anyway, so this is pretty much what it looks like. Turn around here so you can see the front of it. This is what it's going to look like all the way around. Isn't that cool looking? And so I've got the dark yellow that kind of offsets this dark yellow in here. So I made my falling leaf stitch in the dark yellow, and I just really love that. That is so cool, and that'll sit on my table. You can also use this as a hot pad. Usually when you have what do you call those, casserole dishes, this will be nice to put a casserole dish on, because they're about as long as that. And whenever you pull it out of the oven, you just use it as a hot pad. And because it is cotton, you could do that. Because we used 100% cotton in this. So you could do that. Or you make 3 more of these, or however table settings you have. And just have one at each table setting. And this is so exciting. I love it. This turned out really good. So I hope you guys had a lot of fun making this. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and bye-bye now.